pussy. My vagina in handicap. Fuck, fuck, fuck my bloody pussy. Lick, lick, lick my bloody pussy. Suck, suck, suck my bloody pussy. My vagina in handicap. Fuck, fuck, fuck my bloody pussy. Suck, suck, suck my bloody pussy. Fuck, fuck, fuck my bloody pussy. My vagina in handicap. Fuck, fuck, fuck my bloody pussy. Suck, suck, suck my bloody pussy. Lick, lick, lick my bloody pussy. My vagina is beautiful. My pussy is beautiful. My anus is beautiful. Eat my tampon. Eat my tampon. Eat my tampon. I got sweet vagina for you.
Hey freaks, it's Tuesday, April 10th, 2018. Coming up on the program today, wooden puppet porn, plus turpentine, the miracle cure that only might kill you, collecting precious decapitated heads, and paying to have a clown stalk your asshole children. All this coming up today.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
You low-life piece of trash, you son of a Kansas slut!
Yes, everybody, Tim Henson back here with you for the Tuesday podcast. We're just getting around to starting the week. We're on CPT.
Don't raise it!
I don't care. I'm practically black. Certainly live in a black neighborhood, which is fine. I'm sure my unending, always present uneasiness will start to diminish any time. I'm just getting used to the hood. It's very different. You guys don't understand. When I was living in Columbus, I was actually living in a suburb of Columbus called Dublin. Everything was white. It just sounds like a white town, doesn't it? It was named after Ireland, the palest country in the world. You hold up a blank piece of paper. Squint your eyes just a little bit. It looks like a U2 concert in Belfast or something. That's what Dublin, Ohio looked like. And so it's a bit of a culture shock.
Don't raise it!
Being here in Cincinnati. Oh my God. You know, the bigger shock of Cincinnati is that the drivers here are shit. I think it's because Cincinnati is an old town and the roads are crazy. Lanes will just end without warning. Sometimes if you're driving in the direction you're going has 3 lanes, you know, the left lane will be a left turn, the middle lane will be straight, and the right lane will be a right turn only. But then sometimes the first 2 lanes are straight, and then the third lane is a right turn. Or sometimes the left lane is straight, and the right 2 are right turn. So people are constantly weaving in and out of traffic. Yesterday, I saw a guy in a 3-lane road. He was on the farmost right side, the third lane, and he made a left. Every day, I utter to myself at least, 3 or 4 times, that was almost impressively stupid. Lord Douche says it's because Cincinnati is an old city, an old conservative city. And so, you know who lives here? Old people. Once again, confirming that the decision to move here is not one of my better calls. As you could probably guess, I'm feeling a little bit better. I was completely wiped out with this cold. The worst is always, for me, the sore throat. Like, I can deal with the snot. I just cram some tissues up my nose. But the sore throat kills me. I still have it. I hope it's not strep. Usually sore throats don't last this long. But so I did a weekend show. I was already sick on Friday, but I managed to eke out a weekend show because I had to make up for missing a program earlier in the week, and now I get to do it again this fucking week. Damn this immune system, or lack thereof. But yeah, I was really struggling. I think we made it just past the half-hour mark on the show, and I was like, all right, let's wrap things up. So, I had to take Monday off. I apologize. Like I said, I will be doing a weekend show for everyone. It is tax weekend for me, which is going to be great. You're going to see a whole new level of anger coming out of Tim. I don't know if I've ever had a record on tax weekend before. this is where Tim gets to say goodbye to thousands of dollars in one day. It might just be a drunk show this weekend. Some years I can do this thing where I pay in installments. They have an installment plan thing, but the IRS doesn't really like to offer that too often. Like, if you've taken advantage of an installment plan, you have to, like, wait 3 or 4 years before you do it again. I really should just pay my taxes quarterly like you're supposed to. But I'm, like, stuck in this loop where I'm still paying last year's taxes on that installment plan. So I'm like, I don't want to pay quarterly taxes in addition to it. I do have some good news, I think. Remember about a month ago, I was like, oh, the IRS has tracked me down. And they say I owe a bunch more money for, whatever, 2015. Well, come to find out, and this is how poorly I keep records. Do you remember when I hired a tax person last year because the IRS tracked me down and said I owed money for another year? Well, it's for the same fucking thing. I found my emails to her, and it's like the same amount of money and everything. So now I need to figure out what the problem is. So thankfully, it's not, more money I owe, but for some reason, the IRS is not aware that I have already dealt with this issue. All that money, all those thousands of dollars was supposed to be rolled into that aforementioned tax installment plan. All right, so whatever. I don't want to think about taxes right now. I am here to share some audio with you. First up, I got to play this. This isn't necessarily hilarious, but it's Pat Robertson. He's just a crazy old kook, and he's obsessed with the media.
There's no doubt there's been a leftward bias in the media. Good grief. Every editorial board, every reporting department tends so strongly toward a leftist bias in politics. And, of course, the schools are just appalling what's happening. I mean,
this is how I know Pat Robertson is losing his fucking marbles. He's come up with a potential fix to combat the left-wing film industry.
So what are you going to do? Terry, I'm reading, Kevin Sorbo brought me some scripts.
You know, that guy Kevin Sorbo who played Hercules in a syndicated television show for a few years in the 90s? Not exactly A-list material, but, he's going to save the industry.
So I just finished reading some scripts. Got one I think will make a pretty good movie. I'm going to talk to Kevin, see what he thinks.
Movie mogul Pat Robertson. I'm like Steven Spielberg, minus the Jew nose and name.
So we got to make some more movies. I mean, he's done a great job, but we need more.
There are people out there who are...
By the way, Kevin Sorbo is a shit actor. I don't think he ever had, like, a show on an actual network. He had that syndicated show, it would air at, like, 12:30 in the morning on Sundays, Hercules. And then after that, he starred in a sci-fi show, again, syndicated, called Andromeda, which was a piece of shit. I don't get why he's sucking Kevin Sorbo's dick so hard, this Pat Robertson. I mean, it's, if you want to produce some shows with mainstream appeal, there are other conservative actors. Tim Allen, why not hire him? Or Chuck Woolery for a game show.
Entering the arena and making their voice heard. We just had a guest last week, the Unholy Trinity, that had a lot to say about culture and what's happening.
Well,
I don't think we have to worry about Pat Robertson winning any culture war when his secret weapon is Kevin Sorbo. Put whatever shitty movie he's going to star in, A Heaven's Wish or whatever, up against the next Avengers movie, and let's see who wins.
When you get right down to it, Christians still are the overwhelming majority in this country, and we have given the ground to a small minority. You figure lesbians, 1% of the population.
It always goes back to these damn lesbians. Yes, lesbians are gross. We all agree with you.
And homosexuals, 2% of the population. That's all. That's statistically all. But they have dominated.
They've dominated your television show.
The media, they've dominated the cultural shift.
I mean, Pat Robertson is kind of talking homoerotic here about the gays dominating him. And he's got this hard-on for Kevin Sorbo. I think there's something Pat Robertson needs to tell us. He's hung up on this guy. I think the gays have infiltrated Pat Robertson's mind.
And they have infiltrated the major universities. It's just unbelievable what's being done.
Kevin Sorbo has infiltrated my heart. Call me Kevin. You can dominate me. All right, there's Pat Robertson for you. Hey, I got a great email from a longtime listener of the show, Wax. He says, I've got audio here that I don't think you've played before. It's Veronica Chaos. Well, that sounds like a porn whore, doesn't it? She is. She is a porn whore and a ventriloquist. Combination you don't see a lot. Now, I know we played a porn featuring a ventriloquist dummy relatively recently here on the show, but I don't know if this was Veronica Chaos. All right, she's a ventriloquist, and she makes cosplay videos with dummies. It's ludicrous. He linked to 3 videos. One is like a parody of Roger Rabbit. The second one is based on Harry Potter. And the third is from like an old Nickelodeon show, Lazy Town.
What's all the damn noise?
Here's a Lazy Town mashup.
Sound like fucking taking a shit.
From Corey.
Have you ever skipped rope?
No.
Have you never played ball?
No.
Never jumped around?
No.
Have you never danced at all?
Fuck you.
Skipping rope left to right.
Oh, shit.
Crossing over and back.
The hell is that shit?
Spin the ball on your head.
Oh, fuck. Dang it.
Knees, chest, and feet.
Was a mashup of Lazy Town and the Tourette's guy. Anyway, so the clip I want to play for you is the Harry Potter one. It's called Harry Potter and the Redhead Slut. This really should give you a nice overview of her work. I will make today's featured image a screenshot from this movie so you can see the dummy that she's working with. So here we go. This is the beginning.
Hey, Harry. Oh, hey, Ginny. You here to practice spells with me? I sure am. Why don't you show me that big wand of yours?
So the puppet, of course, is Harry Potter, and she's playing, I guess, Hermione, but that's way too hard to say through a puppet, through clenched teeth.
All right, yeah, I know what you're talking
Pan
about.
or something.
Here it is.
So he holds up an actual wand.
That's not quite what I had in mind. I was thinking of some more advanced charms. Oh, advanced charms. Oh, I got you.
I can see her mouth move. She's not a great ventriloquist.
Advanced charms.
Just like how porn actresses aren't great actresses, she's like at a porn level for ventriloquism.
Why don't I do a spell on you? Okay. Erectus. Oh, that magic wand. Yeah, that one.
So now Harry Potter's dick is exposed, which of course is just a rubber dildo.
Why don't we ditch our studies and have some fun?
I'm hoping that we're going to hear her try to speak as Harry the puppet while she's sucking dick. It's kind of like, you know how like ventriloquists sometimes will take a sip of water and then have the dummy speak? It's the porn equivalent of that trick.
Yeah, why don't you stroke that magic wand until the Patronus comes out? Yeah.
Some Harry Potter humor for you horny dorks out there. So here we go. She's going to start sucking Harry's dick. Which is way out of whack. It's totally disproportionate to his body. They got like a standard-sized dildo on this little dummy's body. Oh my God, she's doing it. She's doing the glass water trick, except with the dick. She's sucking his dick, and Harry's making noise. I guess it's not that hard because your mouth is open, and women make cock-gagging noises anyway. She is throwing her voice, though. That requires some talent. And switching it up between her voice and his. See, she's using his voice, but you can tell she's gagging on the cock. That's not right. Yeah, see, he's making... The Harry wouldn't be making that noise. She's getting confused here.
Oh, yeah, suck it, Jenny. Suck my floating dick.
See? The Harry Potter puppet just made a cock-gagging noise. Ridiculous. I wonder if there's any dialogue when he starts penetrating her. Does anyone jerk off to this? I'm thinking like guys who are really, really against seeing other men in porn because they think it's gay. Like, this might be the type of shit they would enjoy because it's not a real guy, but you still get to see her penetrated. You know, it's her doing the voices.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Did you ever see a horror movie where in it a child gets possessed by the devil or a demon or something? That's what the dummy sounds like. Like you're supposed to be afraid. It just doesn't sound right.
Oh, yeah. Took nylon, did he? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that you can sort of like hear the wood rattling around. Because, you know, she's like gyrating and the puppet doesn't weigh very much.
Oh, fuck, Harry. You know what I think, Harry? What, Harry? I think I want to use another spell on you. Which one? Obliterous. Harry.
And that made all her clothes go away.
Oh, how impressive. You've been practicing. I see. Yep. Practicing with nylon.
I don't think ventriloquism is very hard. If you look closely, the mouth still moves for a lot of the words. Some of the sounds she can't even make. Oh, I want to hook you in the ass. See? I didn't move I had my teeth clenched. I want you to suck my pussy. Hard to say P, but you know what? You understood it, right? I'm a way better ventriloquist than her. I'm gonna use my wand to hook you in the ass, you whore! Oh my god, I'm so good at this. Remind me when I start doing videos to show you. I'm a natural fucking ventriloquist. If only I had the body to be in porn. I've got the ventriloquism skills. I just don't have the dick size. God damn it. Finally, before we get into the news, TV listener Matthew sent in a new Utard nominee. I'll let you guys be the judge. This guy is a holistic healer. Already, it screams Utard. And he's got a unique method to heal just about anything that's wrong with you.
What am I going to show you? You can buy this at any hardware store. You got to make sure you're buying the right thing. And you got to make sure you do it with common sense. Don't be stupid with this stuff because it's super, super, super powerful.
Curing cancer with shellac. Not quite, but it's almost.
Okay, Terbinth, T-E-R-E-B-I-N-T-H. Or another name for Terbinth is turpentine.
Hey, if it can thin paint, why can't it thin out your leukemia? It makes perfect sense. It's just fucking science. Who cares what Wikipedia has to say? And what Wikipedia has to say is, its vapor alone can irritate the skin and eyes. It can damage the lungs and respiratory system, as well as the central nervous system. Basically, every single part of your fucking body it can destroy. Just the smell of it. It's also a huge fire hazard. It can cause spasms of the airway, especially in people with asthma and those who have whooping cough. I'm sure this guy will be like, turpentine cures whooping cough. See, Big Pharma wants you to believe that turpentine is bad for people who have the whooping cough. Because you know how much of pharmaceutical profits come from people with whooping cough. It's a big conspiracy. All right.
You can take this orally, you know that? Would you believe that? And they've got all this crap on there. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Okay, we're going to show you how to take turpentine. Now,
please tell me you have to at least cut it with something. When
taking this, because of the efficacy and the potency of this, you, future alchemist, kitchen alchemist, the future herbalist, the future naturopath, the
future dead person,
future naturalist, the ones that are going to be dealing with genetically engineered problems, nanoparticles, and chemtrails.
There, well, he said the C word. We know he's a fucking nutbag.
You're going to use common sense. A little goes a long way.
Later in the video, we learn not only are you going to be taking a small amount, but you also have to coat it, right? You have to use oil or honey or something, I guess, to mask the turpentine. Like, there's all these things you got to do to not die. And the guy's kind of making fun of the tin of the turpentine, being, look at this, all these warnings. Government's just trying to scare you. Meanwhile, everything he's saying is basically, this is very dangerous stuff. I'll post a link on the show notes today if you want to see this, and try it for yourself, I guess. Let's see how much turpentine he actually uses.
We're going to pour a cap. Ooh.
This is like a cap full of turpentine.
A cap. Of turpentine. Now, we're going to put twice the amount of honey in there, or twice the amount of oil.
By the way, this guy looks like he's swallowed a bunch of turpentine. He has that look about him.
We are going to dilute this. Okay. Do not want any superstars, because the only thing that you'll be...
A lot of warnings for something that is, not dangerous.
Superstarring is a cloud, maybe a harp, or a pitchfork, wherever the way you're going. But, okay, don't be stupid here. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do, 1, oh yeah, 2, oh yeah, 3.
Oh yeah.
I might even go 4 with this one.
So he's basically using 4 times the amount of honey as he used turpentine.
4. More like 4.5. Ooh.
What the fuck is turpentine supposed to cure exactly?
Yes, it's pretty good.
You know what's interesting? I've heard of turpentine.
Apparently, if you don't want taste buds,
but I've never actually...
Turpentine will cure you of those.
Check to see what it actually is.
Okay.
And it was interesting to find out what it actually is. Do you want to explain?
No.
No?
He doesn't
That's a secret. Turpentine in Canada is balsam fir. It's the oil of balsam fir.
Just because something is technically natural doesn't mean that you can just drink it.
In the United States, turpentine is pine oil, pine bark. Okay? We're mixing this up.
There are plenty of poisonous things in nature. He's being super cautious with this turpentine that is so good for you. Not only does he stir it, that's what he's been doing the whole time he's been talking, but then he blends it.
Yeah, perfect.
Really mixing that up. What's really interesting is, so he mixes this concoction up. There's quite a bit of it because it's 3 parts honey to 1 part turpentine, but he takes 1 bite of it.
Wasn't there, not in a day. Now you're gonna take.
He encourages you guys to just use a spoon. Take a spoonful before downing the whole thing.
Show you how safe it is, because I was gonna ask you, is it safe?
So he does eat
right.
the spoonful. He pretends that it tastes good.
Hey, man. One more.
He wants more. He's got a whole fucking jar full of this stuff he just whipped up. He wants more, but he doesn't eat anymore. He puts it down.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I only took a little. Now, this is going to go down. You're going to feel it. You're going to taste it. And it's going to have a piney type taste, which is not bad, really. You can give this to kids.
No, don't. Do not follow this guy's advice. You can give this to
And
kids.
it's going to have a piney type taste.
Kids love piney type tastes.
Which is not bad, really. You can give this to kids.
You know what else has a piney type taste? A coffin.
To adults. Okay, you can use it anyway.
Chew on that.
But you are going to dilute it. Now, for children, not only are you going to mix it with honey,
maybe some fruit,
but you're going to mix it in
jelly.
Yogurt with fat. Not fat-free yogurt, not sugar-free yogurt, not yogurt with fruit, with fat.
This is great for step-parents who just really want to get the kid out of the picture. It's a slow, agonizing death, and if you do it right, traces of turpentine won't even be found in their body. Ting! All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist to the fucked up news right now. Hey, if you like Distorted View Daily, please consider supporting this. That means a lot to me. Go to superfreaksideshow.com, sign up to become a member of the Sideshow. When you do, you get full access to the entire archive of programs. Well over 3,000 shows. Plus, every week we do exclusive material just for paying freaks. This past weekend, we did an exclusive show. Tomorrow, we'll be doing another exclusive program. And on Friday, an exclusive show. It's a great time to sign up. Memberships are very inexpensive. Less than a goddamn value meal. I used to not be able to say that, but I've checked the prices of value meals. They've been going up. The typical value meal is like $7.50. Sideshow memberships are way lower than that, especially when you sign up for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. That knocks the price down to like $5 something a month. Check it out, superfreaksideshow.com. All right, 3 quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, guess what? Today's first story just happens to come from our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Our most fucked up state.
How do parents in Florida traumatize their children? They call Wrinkles the Clown up. Who the fuck is Wrinkles the Clown? Goddamn nightmare fuel. I will provide a picture. Oh, I already told you that I would make the ventriloquist whore today's featured image. Well, this will be in the show notes because you really need to see what Wrinkles the Clown looks like. Parents in Florida have discovered the ultimate tool to keep naughty kids in line. A horrifying clown named Wrinkles. Like, normal clowns tend to creep the fuck out of children. Wrinkles the Clown looks like if you painted a big, fat, old Jewish man's face in clown makeup. It doesn't sound particularly scary, but in reality, it's disturbing. Old, depressed, and constipated. The clown has been spotted in the U.S. state Southwest since 2013. Why is this the first I'm hearing about Wrinkles the Clown? And now the man behind the nightmarish mask has revealed the motivation behind his appearance. He's a pedophile. No. Wrinkles, who has been spotted in a red and white polka dot suit with a frightful rubber mask with deep black eye sockets, is the creation of a professional clown, Joel Mason of Collier County. He explained to a local reporter that he is a kind of nightmare for hire. People pay me to go scare their friends, to dance at their parties, bar mitzvahs. It's limitless! He's found the key to financial success. Creeping the fuck out of children. Ever since these kids put me on the internet, my phone rings nonstop. Mason later explained to the Washington Post that he was recently hired by a mother to help keep her misbehaving 12-year-old kid in line. He was scared of clowns, and so I showed up across the street from him at a bus stop, and he just started crying in front of his friends and ran home. Do you really think that's going to help his attitude? Because now he's got to be, like, double the asshole because these kids have seen him cry. He's just going to take it out on them. His mom called back a few days later and said, "Thank you." Now when he acts bad, she just has to ask him, "Do you want Wrinkles to come back?" Mason keeps up the act as a way to push against today's sanitized world where parents wrap their kids in cotton wool. "I'm just a good old-fashioned clown," he said. "When I was a kid, it was okay to scare kids. And now they're all whiny and scared. I want to bring scary back." I, of course, am all for this. Scaring the shit out of these little turds. And while he may be keeping Florida residents up at night, Mason is having the time of his life. What an asshole. Wrinkles is my spirit animal. I just want to have fun, have a good time, make a little extra money on the side, and have a little fun before I die. There's now a social media account dedicated to sightings of Wrinkles throughout Florida. Again, you can check out Wrinkles on today's show notes over there at distortedview.com and superfreaksideshow.com. Second story we have for you today, from something hilariously disturbing to something that's like my worst nightmare. Russian doctors accidentally filled the IV bag of a 27-year-old woman with formaldehyde. They embalmed this bitch alive. Shit like this is always happening over there in Russia. And, you know, Vladimir Putin is always poisoning people. I just have a feeling like none of this is an accident. All right, Russian doctors accidentally filled the IV bag of a 27-year-old woman with formalin, a solution containing formaldehyde, which led to her death. Now, what's crazy about this is the woman was like alive and conscious and talking and knew that she had just been injected with formaldehyde. Like, she knew she was going to die. Ekaterina Fedyadina was undergoing unspecified routine surgery in the Volga Federal District. I feel like formaldehyde should be kept in, like, the morgue area. Like, not on the same floor as where, like, surgeries are taking place. Because mishaps like this will happen. All right, this woman, Ekaterina Fedyadina, was undergoing unspecified routine surgery in the Volga Federal District of Russia when doctors mistakenly, you can't see my air quotes there, injected her with a mixture that is intended to stop dead bodies from decomposing, rather than the saline solution. Also, isn't formaldehyde a different fucking color? Isn't it like blue or something? They should really make this substance a bright color, a neon color. A little food dye is not going to hurt anything. They're already dead. Be a nice clear indicator that you're injecting someone with the wrong stuff. It was like neon green. All right, rather than the saline solution they intended to administer. Whoops! Mondays, am I right? I haven't had my coffee. You can tell. All right, her mother, Galina Baryshnikova, said Fediyeva suffered severe pain and violently shook for 2 days after surgery before falling into a coma and dying shortly after. Oh, bonus, it wasn't even quick and painless. It was slow and painful. The story just keeps getting better. Like, why didn't they just kill her? There was no way she was going to come out of this alive. She was awake for a while, you know. She could have said her goodbyes, and they could have, like, injected her with something to kill her faster and more painlessly than the fucking formaldehyde. All right, whatever. Baryshnikova added that the doctors ignored her pleas to save her daughter. I don't think there's anything you could do. Did not check up on the daughter when they should have and accused them of murder. Kind of sounds like murder. People who performed the surgery already knew they infused something wrong. They needed to take some urgent measures, but they did not. A criminal investigation is underway. Oh, look at this. It says right here, the lead surgeon who administered the formaldehyde was Dr. Wrinkles the Clown. Final story we have for you today. A woman arrested in the beheading of a man allegedly told West Virginia deputies, quote, "You have to take me back and let me get my heads." Guys, this is a real reputable news site. There are multiple sources on this one. This isn't from myviralscoop.com. No, this is real. Riono's Cheryl Mills, a 41-year-old from Rural Retreat, Virginia, was charged Monday with second-degree murder in the death of 29-year-old Bo Allen White. The victim's body was discovered April 1st, April Fools, at his Lorona home, and an investigation led to Mills' arrest. According to WVNS, Mercer County deputies reported to Eden Valley Road in Lorona and allegedly found Mills covered in blood. Not a good look, honey. A criminal complaint filed by Deputy J.A. Connor said Mills was covered in blood, wearing a glove on her left hand, and she also had a pocket knife on the right-hand pocket of her pants. And you thought O.J. was sloppy with his murder. He at least tried to hide the glove. Also, why do you need the heads? Is this like a trophy situation? You already committed the murder. Obviously, you wanted these people dead. Or person. She said she wants to get her heads, plural, which leads me to believe she went on a, beheading spree. What sort of fucking Lord of the Rings Gollum bullshit is that? I need my heads! Why? What are you going to do with them? Like, you're basically confessing to the cops that you beheaded these people because you refer to them as your heads, you know? She's so obsessed with them, she needs them. That's all she can see. All right, Mills, who appeared to be inebriated, I initially read that as inbred, and then it all kind of made sense. Anyway, reportedly gave officials a false name and claimed she had been cut when she was thrown through a glass door. She would not identify her alleged attacker, though. It's one of those heads rolling around there, probably. Deputies said Mills became combative and refused to leave the property because she wanted her fucking heads. After being detained, Mills reportedly kicked the dividing window in the police car and told officers, "You have to take me back and let me get my heads." According to the Bluefield Daily Telegraph, Mills was found with narcotics. The story is becoming crystal clear. And was initially charged with obstruction, battery of an officer, and simple possession. Possession of a decapitated head, I hope, because there's nothing about the beheading there, right? Investigators received a call later that day, regarding a man found decapitated. And then the cop was like, that's what she meant by her heads that she wanted to go get. It's all making sense now. These are some pretty bad police officers. Like if someone said, hey, I need to go back and collect my heads, the heads that I just recently cut off, I need to go get them, I would, at least look into it, you know? Investigators received a call later that day regarding a man found decapitated inside of his home on Clover Lane. Deputies found another body part of the victims near the home where Mills was discovered, Detective L.L. Adar said in a criminal complaint. Mercer County prosecuting attorney George Sittler said that it's unclear whether the victim was killed by the beheading It sure didn't help. Or if he died before his head was severed. That determination will have to be made by the medical examiner. A Mercer County Circuit Judge placed a gag order on the case 2 days after Mills' arrest, saying a competency evaluation was needed. The gag order was lifted on Monday. Mills is being held at a Southern Regional Jail on a $200,000 cash-only bond. That seems like low for someone who's just capable of cutting random people's heads off. The case is heading to a grand jury in June. So there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Tuesday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you, freaks. Many ways to contact the show, of course. show@distortedview.com. That's my email address. If you want me to talk about something on the program or you have a message for me, you know how email works and what it's used for. Show@distortedview.com. You can also find me on social media, sites and apps and things like Twitter and Instagram. I'm at DistortedView and Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. Finally, and I think most importantly, we've got a voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. I love to hear the voices of my freaks. It makes me feel connected to you. It's like we're having a conversation, but one that I can control. I can just turn you right off. If I don't like what you're saying, you know what I mean? All right, let's play a couple voicemails. Hey, this first one is a patron. He pledged a few dollars over there at patreon.com/DistortedView. So he gets access to a special voicemail line, and I will play patron calls first.
Hey, Jimmy Boo, Tony Prolapse. Just wanted to say, glad you had a good Easter. The Jews.
Really? That's what you got from the story? That I had a good Easter?
Good Easter. The Jews and the Spanish didn't know that was a thing. So I've been dating this girl for a little while, and she's a little freak, which is nice.
You should try decapitating her.
She can't have.
See how she likes that.
Which is nice. She can't have kids, which is even better.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been wearing
raw dogging her
rubber, which is fucking great. But she won't let me download dinner, which is fine. I get it.
Wait, she won't let you what? Download dinner? I didn't get that.
But she won't let me download dinner, which is fine. I get it. You don't want to be a cum dumpster.
Oh, okay. She won't let you come inside of her.
So I sometimes will, take it out and blow a load on her stomach. Well, I blew a load on her stomach the other day.
Oh, did you do that thing where you then pushed into her belly button and made squishy sounds with the cum that was pooling inside of it?
And a lot of it went in her belly button.
Yes!
So I'm like, oh.
I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. You took my advice. Good boy.
You know how freaky she is. So, of course, I, put my finger in it and tried to mimic the noise that you did with yours. And that's kind of, you're a freak by the moment.
God bless
and she
you.
thought it was a little weird, but I tried.
I probably thought you were retarded. You're like, funny noises.
Explain the reasoning, but she didn't get it. So, anyway, Timmy, keep up the great work.
Tony Prolapse is my boy. Thank you very much for the call. I wonder if it worked. He said he tried to mimic the noise. Did any sound come out? Or, I don't know. I've got a very deep belly button, probably because I'm so fat. So I can really get my finger in there producing some sound.
Sorry to miss you. I was calling to invite you to participate in a telephone town hall meeting with our guests from AARP.
You son of a bitch. I may be practically immobile. I may have shockingly gray hair. And I might have the immune system of, a 90-year-old, but I am not old yet. I'm not a member of AARP.
Jimmy Boo Henson. It's Rick from Baltimore. How's it going, man?
Oh.
Anyway, I just wanted to comment on this podcast that I was listening to where this bitch is hemming and hawing and then eats the sperm out of a bowl or whatever. And she's like, oh, it tastes cold. I expect it to taste like room temperature. Well, when you touch a body, the body is actually at room temperature, even though it feels cold, because our hands are at room temperature. That's why if you leave a bowl of fucking spaghetti out in a room at 70...
It's funny to hear what drives people crazy. This woman is eating cold cum.
Degrees or whatever the fuck room temperature.
And he's upset about the way she was talking about it, the temperature,
is.
Body temperature.
It's going to taste cold.
Yeah.
Dumb bitch. I learned this shit when I was 5 years old. She should just shut up.
This is a woman who's eating cum as part of her diet. Okay, she's just fucking crazy.
Her throat.
Doesn't know anything. She's an idiot.
Fucking trashy ass British accent of hers. God, if I were there and I was that friend of hers, I would grab the bitch's hair. Hopefully she has enough hair. I'd just grab her ears and be like, bitch, you're taking it
straight from the tap.
Nice and fresh from the source. Oh, that.
Walk.
And I give a hearty hi-yo silver. And, well, the rest is history.
That is because you, like most of my listeners, are rapists. Okay. Finally today.
Yes. Hi, Timmy Boo.
Yes.
This is Sticky Fingers, your southernmost freak calling. I've been a very long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good boy.
I was reminiscing today with my brother a little bit. I was talking with him, and I sort of noticed I've been listening to your show for the last 10 years, and that seems amazing. It's
no. He hung up, and he did not call back. This was his first time calling, and he probably got all flustered because the call didn't work out properly, or it dropped, and then he was embarrassed to call back in. We'll never hear from this guy again. All right, he was about to say something nice about the show. That's unfortunate. All right, call back in. Finish your thought, especially if it's something nice about me. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Spread the distortion. STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. Remember, tomorrow's show, because we're kind of like pushing everything back a day, tomorrow's show will be Sideshow exclusive. If you're not yet a member, consider signing up. Go to superfreaksideshow.com. Learn all about the Sideshow. Otherwise, I will see you back on Thursday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
So much fucking taking a shit!
Have you ever skipped rope?
No!
Have you never played ball?
No!
Never jumped around?
No!
Have you never danced at all?
Fuck you!
Skipping rope left to right?
Oh, shit!
Crossing over and back?
Oh, that shit!
Hit the ball on your head?
Oh, fuck! Say it!
Knees, chest and feet. You gotta listen to me. Can't you see that life is full of games?
Oh, yeah!
And they make you feel so happy.
Bullshit!
You know they make you wanna fly.
Bullshit!
So play games all your life.
Bitch!
Jumping forward and back.
Wait a minute, you dick!
Now try it reverse.
Fuck you there!
Dance to the beat.
Where's the paper towel?
Clap your hands and move about. You gotta listen to me. Can't you see that life is full of games?
Asshole!
And they make you feel so happy. You know they make you wanna fly. So play games on your every single life is full of games. And they make you feel so happy.
Last time I gave a shit!
You know they make you wanna
Here, you
fly.
fisted on a test!
So play games every single day of your life.
Calm down. Don't get a big dick.